Nikki Haley has been exposed as a cheater. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Unwoke Thoughts. Yes, we are talking about my favorite presidential candidate, Nikki Haley, or as some people call her, Nimrata Haley, or whatever her last name was. But that is actually her real name. Her real name is Nimrata, not Nikki. But there has been some bombshell news that has come out from the Daily Mail that Nikki Haley actually cheated on her husband, Michael, had affairs with her comms consultant, and a married South Carolina lobbyist before she became governor. And this all comes from sworn affidavit. So this lady, Nikki Haley, was sleeping around with everybody. Every man that she came into contact with, she was like, I want a piece of that. But believe it or not, this was actually first reported back last year by Laura Loomer. So I'm going to give her some credit because before all of these other news agencies jumped all over these sworn affidavits, Laura Loomer actually reported on this juicy tidbit. So I'm going to read her tweet from back in November of last year where she said, Nikki Haley extramarital affair. Did you know that an affidavit was signed in 2010 by a man named William Folks, who said he had an affair with Nikki Haley, who is married and was married at the time of this affair? So I guess this individual, William Folks, was married, and so was Nikki Haley. Wow, what an incredible scandal. But according to this affidavit, William Folks said, quote, I was employed by South Carolina Representative Nikki Haley from early 2007 until March of 2008 as a communications consultant. As I have stated publicly during that time, Rep. Haley and I engaged in an inappropriate physical relationship that included numerous instances of inappropriate sexual contact. This is big stuff because Nikki Haley was married. She was a married woman cheating on her husband. But Representative Haley and I shared our first kiss. How sweet. Can you imagine Nikki Haley, the star of the 2024 presidential race, sharing her first kiss with her communications director while sitting in her parked car outside of McDougal's restaurant and bar in downtown Columbia, South Carolina. This kiss took place in early 2007 following an evening with friends at the nearby Liberty Tap Room. Wow, that's very classy of you, Nikki Haley. Running for president and you're making out with your communications director in your car outside of a restaurant. It's, this is about how I imagine Nikki Haley to be. She is a complete fake. She's a complete phony. And she has all of these skeletons in her closet. And it kind of goes to show what she really is behind closed doors. But after this first kiss, Representative Haley drove us to the parking lot behind the neighborhood center at Emily McDougal's Park, where we parked for approximately 45 minutes. Okay. This is even classier. And they slid back the seats of her Cadillac SUV. This is rough. This is bad for Nikki Haley. This is very bad. Yes. So I'll let your imagination do the rest of what you could imagine happened in that parked Cadillac SUV outside of the restaurant. But this has been picked up and reported on by Daily Mail, and they say that this is an exclusive. Now, okay, I guess they're the first big news agency to really pick this story up. But honestly, you got to give some credit to Laura Loomer. She called this first. She found this first. But Daily Mail says Nikki Haley did cheat on her husband, Michael, had affairs with her comms consultant, and a married South Carolina lobbyist before she became governor, sworn affidavits and new witnesses claims. But presidential candidate Nikki Haley falsely denied cheating on her husband when she was accused of engaging in two, not just one, but two extramarital affairs during her gubernatorial campaign. So unless these individuals that signed this sworn affidavit are lying, Nikki Haley is actually the one lying. So Nikki Haley is involved in some massive scandals, but new witnesses have come forward telling Daily Mail that Haley's denials of two alleged 2008 affairs are false and that the supposed trysts were brazen and widely known among South Carolina politicos. We gotta wonder why they allowed her to run in the first place if she has these skeletons in her closet like this. I mean, these are huge things. A lot of people are gonna look at this and be like, hey, if Nikki Haley is cheating on her husband with another married person, with two other individuals, if she is getting it on with a dude, with her comms director in the parking lot of a restaurant in their car, in her SUV, this is not really a very good look for old Nimrata here. But Will Folks, 49, and Larry Marchant, 61, both signed these affidavits in 2010, alleging they had a sexual relationship with then South Carolina lawmaker before she went on to become governor. While the contents of the affidavits were described by major news outlets at the time, this is the first time they have been published outside of Folks' own document, which he published on his blog. So, Mr. Folks, he was like, okay, I want some recognition out of this. I slept with Nikki Haley. I'm going to go public right now. I mean, honestly, good for him. I mean, she's not that bad of a looking woman, but she was married at the time. And, this is going to have a pretty big impact on her campaign, I believe. But Haley has denied both at the time, saying she was 100% faithful. Okay, come on now. Come on, these 304s ain't loyal. These girls, these women will lie to anything, to anybody and anything. Oh, this poor man. Look at this man right here. This must be her husband right here with her kids. This poor man right here. I guess he was in the National Guard, and he was deployed in Afghanistan in 2012. But she says that she was 100% faithful to the father of her two children and husband of 28 years, Michael Haley, who is deployed in Afghanistan with the National Guard in 2012. Haley now frequently cites him as a reason for her presidential candidacy. But multiple GOP insiders told DailyMail.com that they were intimately aware of Haley's infidelity as a South Carolina lawmaker, including tales of steamy liaisons in the back of her Cadillac SUV, canoodling in her lover's lap at bars, and nights spent together in a Columbia, South Carolina duplex. This is the woman that they picked to represent the United States, that they picked to run for president of the United States. This woman who has cheated on her husband with two different individuals in her Cadillac, no less. Haley has not responded to Daily Mail's request for comment as of the time of this publication. Now, Nikki Haley may not have responded with her words, but she has actually responded with her actions. This is a follow-up report, a follow-up article by the Daily Mail, and they say Nikki Haley bans Daily Mail from all of her future campaign events after publishing the report of allegations that she cheated on her husband with her communications consultant and a married lobbyist. Very interesting. So Nikki Haley, she definitely saw this. She definitely took notice, and she wants to bury this as much as possible. But I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Streisand effect. The more you try to bury something, the more exposure it gets, because in your effort to try to push something under the rug, sweep something under the rug, everyone wants to know, what is this juicy gossip? What's going on? So I think that's what's going to happen with this. I'm definitely talking about it, but I mean, then again, I'm biased. I don't like Nikki Haley. I don't like her at all. She's like another Hillary Clinton. She's like the Republican version of Hillary Clinton. Actually, she is almost worse than Hillary Clinton because she is a snake. She is a wolf in sheep's clothing, pretending to be some sort of conservative Republican when she has no values whatsoever that coincide with conservatism. But apparently there was a confrontation between the Daily Mail and Nikki Haley's team. Daily Mail was asked to leave Nikki Haley's meet and greet with voters in New Hampshire on Friday morning and was told it was banned from covering her future campaign events. Wow. So they must have really struck a nerve with Nikki Haley. The ban came after Daily Mail published a story Friday exclusively reporting that Haley falsely denied cheating on her husband when she was accused of engaging in two extramarital affairs during her 2010 South Carolina gubernatorial campaign. The Haley campaign did not respond to requests for comment on the story, even though Daily Mail gave them 24 hours to do so. On Friday morning, a Daily Mail reporter and photographer were asked to leave Haley's event at Mary Ann's Diner in Amherst, New Hampshire, a public restaurant where the former South Carolina governor was talking to voters. Now, I know that Nikki Haley has duped some voters, but I think it's clear to see right here. If Nikki Haley is going to have affairs with married men, if she's going to have affairs in the parking lot of restaurants in her Cadillac SUV, if she cheats on her husband like this, I think it's pretty clear to see she will cheat on the United States of America. And she will cheat on you, the voter, because she doesn't care. She doesn't have any morals. You don't matter to her. She just wants to get in office so that she could push money to these massive institutions that support her. But what do you guys think about this whole situation? Are you surprised that Nikki Haley cheated on her husband? I'm not. But let me know what you think down below in the comments. Like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. But until then, I will see you on the next one.